probably know the Black Ops series is a juggernaut in the gaming world. But did you know it's one of the highest grossing franchises of all time? With a track record like that, the big question is, can Black Ops 6 keep the momentum going? Or is it set to be a disappointment? Today we will be looking at the pros and cons of Black Ops 6. I've been lucky enough to spend time with Black Ops 6 at Treyarch Studios and also during the beta over the weekend, which just wrapped up. It gave me plenty of hands-on time, and trust me, there's a lot to talk about. I feel like everyone's wondering, is the game ready? Does it live up to the hype? We're gonna talk about the good, the not so good, and everything in between. So let's get right into it. Here's the deal. Black Ops 6 has some serious pressure on its shoulders. It's not about just meeting the expectations of longtime fans who still love games like Black Ops 2, all the old titles, but it's also about competing with massive titles like Warzone, top-tier shooters, and balancing nostalgia and innovation is a tough task. So how does it hold up? Let's dive into that. Let's start with what Black Ops 6 is doing right. The first thing that grabbed my attention right off the bat is the gunplay. It feels so tight and responsive, which is something that Black Ops games have been doing good at historically. The recoil patterns are balanced, and you can tell the developers spent time making sure every weapon has a distinct feel. Whether you're spraying with an SMG or going for those long-range sniper shots, it feels satisfying. Just even the noises you hear in the game just feel amazing. And let's talk about Omni movement, which lets you dive, slide, or even perform mid-air 180s while keeping your aim steady. This mechanic definitely shakes things up. It feels completely different, adding more depth to like each gunfight. You can pull off some pretty crazy plays like diving down staircases to avoid gunfire while still managing to take control of your target. I've seen hundreds of clips online which have been insane. Next up is the map design. This is where I really had mixed feelings because Black Ops 6 brings back the classic 3-lane map layout that the series is known for. All the maps hit the mark for me so far. The one map that really stood out the most, and it was pretty solid, that I just fell in love with, was Skyline, which is set on a luxurious skyscraper condo, and it offers balance between close quarter combat and long range engagements. So it's the best of both worlds, and the verticality made it a lot fun to play. I found myself constantly switching up my strategy, which kept things interesting. But when it comes to the other maps in the beta, like Rewind and, my bad if I get it wrong, Deferlicht, I don't even know how to say it yet, they just didn't click for me as well. They just felt a bit chaotic. The spawns were flipping and it was hard to find a good flow. The tight corners and choke points sometimes made it feel frustrating than tactical. That being said, this is just a small selection of maps we'll see at launch, so I'm very hopeful that the final release will include more maps that offer the same level of enjoyment as Skyline, because Skyline's my baby. Now, for the rest of the cons. As good as the gunplay feels, the time to kill is way too fast right now, and you could be dropped in just a couple of seconds. And with the headshot multiplier, you only need 4 bullets to end someone. In game, of course. This can make gunfights feel less tactical and more like a race to see who shoots first, and takes away some of the depth that comes from longer, more strategic firefights, basically. I'm really hoping they tweak this before the full release, because it can be frustrating to spawn and die so quickly, especially on smaller maps. Another big issue I ran into is PC optimization. I noticed frame rates would drop and stutter, particularly when the action gets intense. For a game that's supposed to be polished by launch, as Call of Duty always is, it is a little concerning, though I'm hopeful this will be fixed by the time it fully drops, because Treyarch listens to the community. And lastly, one thing, packet bursting has been a real pain. You'll be mid-game and suddenly the connection lags or glitches, completely ruining the flow of the match and yourself. This is something I know a lot of players have been vocal about online, and definitely a major issue that needs addressing. One thing, I'm not really concerned, because one thing about like the devs at Treyarch, they listen. They really be online and seeing what people are saying, so I'm very hopeful for this. Now, if there's one feature that I really enjoy and that stands out, I just like the weapon progression system. This is probably one of the best improvements we see in Call of Duty game. Anything you unlock in multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone carries over in between. If you spend hours grinding a weapon in multiplayer, you don't have to start from scratch when you jump into Warzone or zombies. Seamless integration really rewards players for their time and effort in the grind, and no matter what mode you prefer, it also means you can experiment more with your loadout, knowing whatever you build in one mode will be available in any other mode. This is something that I like what Call of Duty has done, and it needs to stay. Another thing I have to mention is the new kill order mode. This mode mixes fast-paced action with some objective-based strategy. Each team has a HVT, a high-value target, to protect, and while trying to take out the enemy HVT, it's a refreshing twist on a classic like team deathmatch and adding a layer of strategy that really forces you to play smart and not just fast. I'm really curious if this mode could make it into the CDL. It would be very interesting. So I'm gonna keep my eye out on this mode and just continue to play it when the game comes out. So let's wrap this up. Black Ops 6 has a lot going on right now. There's a lot of hype and I'm excited for it. The gunplay feels right. The movement is fluid and dynamic thanks to Omni movement. The 3-lane maps is something to be excited about. And in addition to features like the weapon progression and a bunch of different things being added. So there's a lot to be excited about. And for this release, I can't wait to grind it. I'm excited. Plus, the new kill order mode spices up multiplayer. I know that if you grind multiplayer, it gets boring after a while. So adding new things to multiplayer to keep casuals or like people that grind it every day excited to play and grind is something to look forward about. So I'm excited about that. But let's not forget, there are definitely some issues that need fixing. The time to kill, a headshot multiplier. Gunfights can feel like they're over before even really beginning. PC optimization is another concern. I know a lot of people don't play on PC, some people are on console, but I feel like PC optimization should be focused. And also packet bursting is a big problem. So I'm very confident that Treyarch will do their thing and fix it for the people. So overall, Black Ops 6 shows a lot of promise, but it's still in beta phase and there's plenty of time for Treyarch to smooth things out before the official release. If they can address the key issues, this game has the potential to be a hit with both old fans and new players. So answer me this. What do you guys think? Did you guys get a chance to play Black Ops 6 beta, or are you waiting for the full release to make your judgment? Make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments below. And do you think Treyarch will fix all the issues, or are we in for some fast and frantic matches when the game launches? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Lastly, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.